Colombia, approaching 4 years at the helm. Of course, Didier Deschamps knows that this will be his last summer in charge, and looking to go out on the right note. But away we go. Colombia in their traditional yellow tops and blue shorts, and France wearing the kit that they will wear this summer at the World Cup for the first time.
And Adrian, if we're going to talk about victories of Colombia over France, there is another one. I'll tell you about it in a second.
It's Colombia who are making the first waves. Luis Diaz trying to make things happen for the first time.
I did the research, Adrian. I went deep in the research. 1993, in a game that was played in Martinique, Colombia beat France 3-1, but that's not the story. And the story is not that Adolfo El Tren Valencia had a hat-trick against France that day. No, that's not the story. The story is that our very own Frank Leboeuf was playing for France that day. And an even bigger story, Frank Leboeuf had hair that day.
Trying to construct something here. Akliouche wide to Cherki. Back it goes, and the shot is on, and Zaire Emery, the young PSG midfielder, winning his 10th cap today, putting his effort just wide. He's been busy early here. Colombia started in fine fettle 3 days ago. They were ahead inside 2 minutes against Croatia, and here they are on the front foot. Teed up for James Rodriguez, never really got control. The follow-up shots, well, wasn't that far wide. There's Richard Rios.
Quite couldn't sort it out on top of the 18-yard box. But once this ball pops out to Richard Rios, this is an aspect of his game that he is really good at. Striking from distance. This ball is dancing, and Bryce Samba is just looking at it.
Wants to run it. The defense again is accepted. Here's Thuram. Played nearly every minute in 2018. N'Golo Kante misplayed the first touch, but able to keep the attack alive. Akliouche looking to combine, and well, it's an ungainly tangle of legs rather than an actual foul.
There's an initial grab from Juan Cabal. A little something. Not enough for a penalty. Mojica sort of turns Akliouche around, and then Cabal, as you mentioned, a tangling of legs, and we play on.
World Cup qualifying action. Now, chance for Thuram, going round the keeper, but he was offside. Montero out to make life difficult for him, but Marcus Thuram straying beyond the last defender.
And because it's not a guy that is really going to exploit his speed, he really has to play on that line. Gives you an idea why is it important to find the right players to give you depth in a tournament like the World Cup.
Yeah, it's Colombia though who are forcing the issue here, and that was an all-important touch behind for the corner. My goodness, I think Arias thought he had a tap-in coming his way.
And he did. The service is coming. John Arias has the tap in, and Lucas Hernandez with a sliding challenge. Great defensive play. Players for this team going into this World Cup.
Yeah. It's Kante eluding the defender Akliouche onto Kalulu, and well, flag stays down for now. Little pocket on the edge of the area, but a pocket that was closed down very quickly, but at the expense of a free kick. Lucas Hernandez brought down. The Colombians didn't like it at all.
I think Lucas Hernandez is getting beat to the board. Richard Rios just throws his body at him.
Digne right into the wall. Massive in doing so, even down to 10 men. Chance though for Colombia to make some waves here. Another great run down the left. Diaz teeing it up, and the shot all along the ground was a fair enough test there for Bryce Samba, who was equal to it. Give away from Digne. Colombia have it back. Some really good footwork there from Davinson Sanchez.
All right. A little bit of pushing and shoving. A little bit of something, some intensity, some fighting. I don't mind it.
Akliouche. A long way out. Dragged his shot just wide of the near post.
Unlikely result of Bolivia beating Brazil meant that Venezuela was out. Happy times. Yay.
Under the cosh a bit here though is Thuram looking to turn and lay off. The shot, oh, it's turned in. France leads. Doué's efforts took a huge deflection, may actually go down as an own goal. It certainly deceived Montero. But Doué receiving the plaudits.
He just puts it on target, and then Daniel Muñoz is the one that deflects it on goal. Akliouche putting some pressure, looking for a combination, a little give and go action. Can I get him behind? No. It's going to be Marcos Thuram. And at this point, it felt like Colombia maybe had it under control, and they did not. The deflection by Johan Mojica falls onto the path of Doué, who puts it on target. Give him credit. Álvaro Montero had it covered. And to your point, Adrian, it is indeed the deflection of Daniel Muñoz that takes it away from Montero. 1-0 France.
Daniel Muñoz just stretching out a left leg here to try and block the effort. All he could do was steer it past the helpless Montero.
It was only a matter of time when he was just going to take over the world and be among the elites in the world. And it just never quite happened for him at the club level.
No. As Arias gets to the byline, whips in the cross. A little bit of a late infringement there on Bryce Samba, who stays down. Doué losing out to Arias, the Palmeiras man, pounding forward. And options here for Colombia. James Rodriguez just needed an extra touch, and N'Golo Kante wasn't about to let him have that. Club career never quite matching what he's done wearing the yellow of Los Cafeteros, as they have some defending to do. It's a nice leave, and well, some cross wires there. Cherki trying to play it back into the path of Doué. Qua working his way forward with an efficient pass, and it provides a platform here for the French again. Akliouche swinging it in towards Thuram, who heads it home. Flag stays down. The smile widens, as does the lead. Marcus Thuram with the perfect header in off the bar.
It's just too much time and space. Good run from Kalulu. You got to get tight. There's no help coming defensively, and then the center backs get split. Daniel Muñoz gets out jump. Where is the other center back? Nowhere to be found. Álvaro Montero, the goalkeeper, hunting for butterflies, doesn't get there. Johan Mojica and Luis Diaz, somebody's got to put pressure on the ball. They do not. Center backs gets out jump. Davinson Sanchez misjudges the flight of the ball. Daniel Muñoz is a mismatch against a guy like Marcos Thuram, and then Álvaro Montero doesn't help the situation because he threatens to come out but doesn't. Off the post and in. 2-0.
Looking to respond immediately. Decent looking cross. Colombia have a corner. The two centre backs were split horribly there. That second French goal. Well, I'm not sure where Juan Cabal was, but he wasn't where he needed to be. As they try and hit back though, it's Muñoz, who was almost on the end of that intricate move.
You're sacrificing some of the pressure that you can put other teams under in the midfield, but you're gaining in the creativity that you can have in the attacking third.
And Thuram has latched onto this. Another potentially potent moment, and Thuram seeing his final effort deflect wide for a corner. Shaky after the back heel from N'Golo Kante, and it falls Doué's way. Trying to weave his way through, gets the shot off. And tipped over the top by Montero. This is impressive stuff again from the French.
It is from France, and certainly it is not from Colombia's perspective. They have a lot of numbers around the ball, but nobody's actually closing down the space. There's a lot of ball watching going on defensively from Colombia, and they seem to be confused as to where is it that they need to step to the ball. Once France starts rotating, and something that we mentioned earlier, once they start rotating positions and players come in and out of position, Colombia seems confused as to who to pick up.
Corner served in, up for grabs on the edge of the area.
Still has Nestor Lorenzo, and it has to be sorted out. But this is a concern that Colombia has had. It's not just in this game. There's a lot of sort of talking going back and forth as to who drops in, who steps forward. And you have in James Rodriguez a player who's just going to float. And then John Arias wants to join in the attack. And so you start losing numbers in the midfield. France starts getting control of that area of the field. And, well, in the end, it's 2-0.
France's first trip to the US since 1979. They hadn't been here in all that time. Of course, didn't qualify for the 1994 World Cup, famously. As Hernandez has to get that back in a hurry to Samba, who was he outside his area? That was what Luis Suarez was claiming. Recovery work from Doué, just disrupting it, breaking it up. Well, the quick thinking and intervention there by Puerta, drawing the foul and the resulting free kick. Some game to make a debut in. And a chance perhaps for Diaz to make some waves. And then the shot well over the top. Well, that's a careless giveaway. Will it be punished? France on the move here. It's Thuram chasing it down. Good square, and the shot is on, and it's 3. And it's Doué again who's done it. A clinical counter-attack. The two goal scorers combining this time. Thuram teeing up Doué, who did the rest.
It takes is a turnover, and then from there's 1 and 2 touches, and France are just running freely, able to find the correct pass with the correct pace. Optional defending at the back post. Hey, Daniel Muñoz, where are you, papi? ¿Dónde estás? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. And it's something that I mentioned earlier, that he lacks tactical discipline.
I think they found him a hotel eventually, but
I'm glad the budget allowed it.
Barely. James curling it beyond the far post, still there for the taking. Got on the score sheet against Brazil. Very similar finish to the one that Kylian Mbappe had produced in the first half. In fact, he mentioned that in the post-game interview, didn't he? He said, saw the way Mbappe finished. This is a surging run from the Liverpool man, and in the end a cross. One back for Colombia, and a chance to break here. Samba down to smother.
This is at least a productive training session.
Well, the majority of the crowd here in Landover are about to get their wish as Cordoba has to make something happen. A chance for a reply, and they've taken it. Colombia getting on the score sheet. Jamington Campaz with the unerring finish in off the far post.
All-Stars on the right-hand side. Doesn't seem like the cleanest of combinations, but is a hold-up play from Cordoba that I think breaks everything open. He tries to, on the turn, hits it on target. It's a friendly deflection for Colombia, but then after that, quality on the pass, good pace on the ball in terms of the pass. It gives Campas everything that he needs in order to hit this with his left foot, while Cordova is trying to create for himself. As it falls to the top of the 18-yard box, then it's a good pass with good pace and a good finish of our post, off the post and in. 3-1.
Yep, and another debut international goal for Campas.
Some energy and some life to Colombia.
Quintero delivering the free kick, still up for grabs, appeals for a handball, rather half-heartedly. French defence under some duress here as Puerta reels around. Another good piece of play from him. It's a real scrum down inside the 6-yard box. Quintero eventually delivering to the near post. Another rebound the French can't quite deal with. Now they can. Very efficiently worked out a defence, and what a ball from Elise to release Ekitike round the keeper. He tried to go. Good recovery from Montero, danger not removed, and it needs a goal line clearance in the end to prevent Colombia and France taking no notice of that and producing this.
I think Ekitike just showed too much of the ball to Alvaro Montero, knowing exactly what he was going to do, and if he was going to take him to the outside, then that touch really has to get around the goalkeeper. Improve in the defending part, certainly in the center back position, that has been a problem. But when they get going like this offensively, it's difficult to stop them.
Yeah. There's Elise. Mbappe under control. Nicely done for Digne. Back to Mbappe into the side netting. Campas, the Colombian goal scorer, carving out another corner. Plenty of talented French teams that haven't won before. Another good moment here for Colombia. Is there another goal to come? There isn't. Last-ditch block. Campas trying his luck again. Samba able to punch it clear. And the French survive defensively and look to thrive at the other end again. Ekitike with a driving run. May go it alone, and well, he had Elise one side, he had Mbappe the other. And he only had eyes for goal. Hugo Ekitike. That's a good ball for Cordova to get on here. Exciting end to the game. Cordova's curler. Not quite. There's going to be one more moment yet for them. It is Kylian Mbappe. He's round the keeper, and he finishes. And he ties the all-time French record goal scorer.
Offside, Adrian. Calm down, Adrian.
That was going to be the moment. Olivier Giroud was about to hand his crown over to Mbappe, but it'll have to wait. Trying to send the yellow-shirted crowd home happy with another strike. It's not going to come, though. And with it goes the final whistle.